Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeffrey Schultz and I am a master's student attending Concordia University, Chicago, studying computer science. In this video, we're going to be creating a disk usage tracker using bash scripting, which is going to involve real-time and real system data retrieval, which is going to be pretty cool. So before I continue, I want to make sure that you guys have watched my previous videos in my bash scripting series, because otherwise I'm going to be combining a bunch of stuff in this one. So please be sure to watch that before continuing with this, or else this is not going to make much sense. So let's begin. So I will be going into the terminal to create a disk usage tracker with bash scripting. So I will see you guys in the terminal. The disk usage tracker. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a new file, nano. We're going to say disk usage tracker.sh. So what we're going to do is same first line, hashtag exclamation point, \bin, \bash, and then we're going to just say disk usage tracker.sh. So what we're going to do first is we are going to set a threshold percentage, because this is going to determine whether our disk usage is high or low. So I'm just going to say threshold equals, let's just say 70, because that's usually, it's anywhere 70, 80, somewhere in that range, but I'm just going to say 70 because honestly the lower the better. So let's just say 70 is, we want to be under that, which we definitely should be. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the current disk usage for root, which is going to just be we're going to denote that by hashtag the \, just like this. So this is pulling live data from my computer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say usage equals, and this is another variable, we're going to say $, and then in parentheses df, which is going to be a really important command to be able to do this for us. We're going to say \, just like this, and then we're going to use the pipe, or the OR symbol as I've been calling it, but it's like it's like a Linux pipe. So we're going to say awk. We're going to then just say in single quotes, we're going to say nr equals 2. So this is going to be kind of our formatting. We're going to say print, in curly brackets, print $5. And this is the one that relates to typically the disk usage on Mac. So the fifth variable, or the fifth input. And then we're going to close the curly brackets, close that. And we're going to say sed. And then in quotes, we're going to say s, then \percentage, then we're going to say \, close that, and close this. So this is just going to really work the same way that we used it if you saw my last video, which I highly recommend you watch before this one, or continuing with this one. I'm going to stop right here. Please be sure to watch that one before I'm continuing on with this one, even though we're in the demo at this point, but be sure to do this because I did this with a log file, and this helps with formatting. So syntax like this is going to help with formatting. So what this does is it's going to print this, and then it's going to say, basically organize it with the percentage. So it's going to print the disk usage with the percentage. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to say echo. We're going to say current, in quotes, disk, in double quotes, current disk usage, and we're going to just say $usage with the percentage sign. So just like this. So we're going to say if with the single bracket. I'm going to say, in quotes, $usage is greater than or equal to the threshold. So just like this, the threshold is going to be 70. So basically saying if it's greater than or equal to 70, but I'm using the variables just because we can change this around. We're going to say, close this out, and we're going to say then, tab it a little bit, or a couple spaces in. We're going to say echo, we're going to say warning. We're going to say disk usage has exceeded $threshold, and make sure no quotes here because we already have quotes. So we are going to say just like this, and make sure to put the percentage sign there too because we want to say the percentage is 70% basically. So then we're going to say else, and then we're going to tab in a couple spaces. We're going to say disk usage is under control, just like this. And then to close this out, fee, just like this. So we're going to save this. We're going to add the execute permission to it. So change mode plus such disk usage tracker.sh. And then we are going to run it. Disk usage tracker.sh. Oop, I think I forgot to add a quote somewhere. Let's double check it. Should be, let me see. NWK is probably in here somewhere. Usage, $df, space NWK, print. Sad. Okay, this looks right. Current disk usage. That looks right. $. to be equal to threshold. Did I forget one here? Very possible that I did. If usage less than using greater than equal to threshold, then it said line 8, unexpected end of file, looking for matching. Let's see, line 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I definitely forgot. Yeah, I would think this line is the most likely one. So let's see. Aha, I put an extra quote right here. We do not need this one right here, because it's doing NR2, formatting it, and then printing this. So this should absolutely be correct. So let's add this again, run it again, and there we go. Current disk usage is under 7%, so that's well under control, because obviously the threshold was 70. But let's just test it. Let's just see if this works. So let's say the threshold, let's just say it was 5. Even though that's very unrealistic, let's just test to make sure that the if and else are working properly, which they absolutely should be, because the syntax is right. So let's just change it to 5. Obviously, 7 is going to be above that. So let's run it again, and there we go. Current disk usage, it pulls it. Disk usage has exceeded 5%, which is our threshold. Obviously, like I said, this is a very small number. Obviously, if you're at 5% disk usage, that's very low. 7% is really low. Heck, even like 10% is pretty low. So 70 is a really good threshold. You want to definitely be under that. But so if you're getting into like the higher numbers, 40, 50, you definitely want to be looking and seeing what processes are running on your computer. So the disk usage is going to be lower. But obviously, anywhere single digits is going to be typical. And I'm even screen recording this right now. I'm running this app, and I'm still not even at 10%, which is obviously really good. So let's just change this back, because this is just not realistic to have it as 5. Let's just change it back to 70. So save that, and let's run it again, and there we go. We see disk usage under control. So it obviously pulls the data from my computer correctly, and it obviously, if and else are working properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some common errors now, which are going to be the DF output misunderstanding, being able to format, forgetting to strip the percentage sign. We want to be able to do that, which is what we did with the sed. So it's just going to format it and get rid of it, so we can just put the percentage sign in our regular echo command like we did right there. So it strips it with this and then puts it in the regular current disk usage. We're pulling the variable and we're printing the percentage sign with the percentage sign using the variable. We're stripping it with this, because obviously we want to just get the number. And then we're doing the same thing here with the echo, with the warning. So everything works as expected for that. And incorrect numeric comparison, doing something like this, you can do GT, which is greater than or equal to, greater than. This is greater than or equal to. You can do less than or equal to, less than. So anything like that you can do. And you can make sure you also can forget to add permissions. You can forget to do what I did. You can put an extra quote somewhere. So all of those are going to be the most common errors. So that's all I have for this demo. So I will see you guys back in the slides for some key takeaways. Okay, so what do we exactly just see in that demo? What did we really just do? What does this disk usage tracker really mean? What are some key concepts that we just did? So we use DF, the command DF, to gather real-time disk usage data, which is really, really, really important. We combined AWK and sed for parsing and cleaning command output. We leverage conditional statements to create alerts based on resource threshold, which is obviously really important, because without a threshold, you're really not going to know what a high CPU or disk usage is going to be. And we also, simple bash scripts like these can be automated with cron for regular monitoring, and can have a big impact on system reliability, because it's going to help your computer and your CPU and everything run a lot better. So that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something new. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and have a great day.